So this past week, I watched the first films of 2024, and they were both really great ways to start out. I saw Poor Things last weekend. I honestly do like this guy's work. Sacred Killing of a Sacred Deer is like my favorite of his films. He's also done The Lobster and The Favorite. But I kind of feel like Poor Things is the first time where his visual style has matched the weirdness of his plots and his characters. So it's a whole weird mess. It's a great send off of the Frankenstein myth. Uh, so much so that I just ordered both books that these films were based off of off Amazon. So I'm so looking forward to see like how well or how off the books were to the films. But Emma Stone, what's cool about her is like if you took like any random clip from this movie, you would say that is a horrible performance. But Emma Stone is really building a character from the way up. She is very much like an infant, which is the whole point of the story, is that she is a dead woman who is like resurrected with the brain of her infant. So I think that kind of shows this is a human being created from the ground up. And she definitely does a great job with balancing the drama as well as like great comedy. She is probably like one of the best like physical comedians of the past year, and she's never really been that in any of her other films. It's a very bizarre movie, but that's the point. It's a very meant to be a very bizarre movie. I am sad that William Dafoe really didn't get like any nods for this. I think he deserved it a little bit more than Mark Ruffalo, who just is a whiny butt through this whole movie. So that's my thoughts on Poor Things. It's almost like a steampunk version of Frankenstein as told by Tim Burton, if Tim Burton was still in that Alice in Wonderland phase. So that's for Poor Things. The second film I saw this year, American Fiction, and I had like a conversation with someone that said like this is honestly a very like a low key directed film that had like a really great script. And I think, yeah, the direction is very basic, but so many of these characters are so fun, and like the point of this movie is really like relevant to like how much we view like certain perspectives in this day and age, and how we just don't let people share their actual voice instead of like appealing to a certain demographic or what society says that demographic is. I thought that was like a very good point through this whole thing about like African American author ticked off that like the whole culture is in this very like ebonics kind of style and very stereotypical gangster poor poverty families and stuff like that, and him like making a book that's pretty much just in that vein. It becomes super popular, much to his discretion. But I kind of like that most of the comedy is focused on the book and the reactions to the book, and the family stuff is very much meant to be in that drama. You feel for all of these family members. I'm a little less so with the brother because I think he was just going a little over the top. But there's this moment where they're putting their mother into like a living residence facility. I can't remember, assisted living facility, and there's a moment where he's dancing with the mother, and something happens that like breaks your heart, but it makes perfect sense. But how he would like be reacting to that, and of course like bringing up like something of the past or something like that. Some people also have like complained about the ending. I actually think I like the fact they gave you like a multi-perspective ending, because I think like there was no real ending that was going to satisfy anybody on all levels with this movie. I thought that was like a very good way. The writing is just so good on this, and of course it's about a writer, so like you would expect it to be that good. Both great, and both are nominated for Best Picture of the Year. I'm pretty doubtful that either of them will win, but I definitely hope they win something in terms of like screenplay and acting. I would love if Jeffrey Wright kind of like becomes the dark horse and like takes it from Cillian Murphy, I think is his name, who's likely going to get it. But just great movies and a great start to 2024. Take care.